Oh my God. Welcome to the Writer's Life, a place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. And don't I look dashing today? I should. Just got like the little mustache and a little chin beard. All right, so subscribe if you haven't already. If you haven't already, run away. Um, punch the like button and the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on one single exciting video. So I don't know. I was just outside. Like today's been one of those days just filled with stuff that takes me away from writing, which drives me crazy. So I didn't get a lot of writing today. Only an article, and I prepared an article for tomorrow, and I got like maybe 2 pages of the ex-con. So I had to like meet with a lawyer this morning, and I hate days like that. Anyway, but that's life. But anyway, when I was jogging today, I went past this lake that I fly fish at, and the caretaker was there, and he's like, you're never out there fly fishing anymore, whatever, like I used to be out there every day, right? And I'm like, I know, I'm just, making the hay, I can't help it. It's, make the hay while you can, or whatever it is. But it got me to thinking. I mean, I still fly fish, I still ski, and all that stuff. But I just don't do it every day. And I got to thinking. I was like, remember back in, I guess, 2020 and early 2021, almost every day I'd be sending over pictures of these lunker bass that I'd be pulling out of this little lake with my fly rod. And, and I'm like, wait a minute, where was I finding the time to do that shit? Which is great, but, and it was like, well, yeah, the feds were sending helicopter money every week. So, like, I didn't even make the correlation. I was like, I'm still writing full time and all this sort of stuff, but I wasn't really. I was like writing in the mornings for a few hours, and then maybe I'd do my workout or whatever, and then I would like go fishing in the afternoon, and and then go to the bar or something like that. Anyway, the whole point of this whole thing is government was sending us free money, and for me anyway, what it equated to was it made me fucking lazy. There's no other way to put it. It made me lazy. I didn't care about production as much. I didn't care about output as much. I didn't care about publishing as much. I didn't care about editing what's out there as much. I didn't care about freelancing that much. I did, and it was still, occupationally speaking, it was still the most important thing to me, and career-wise. But I was like, there's a check. Lunker fish. So like, what a stupid idea that whole thing was. Let's lock people in their houses and send them free money and see what happens. Of course, you get lazy. That's what led to like the Great Resignation. Suddenly they're like, okay, no more helicopter money. Sorry. So 2 things are going to happen. The Great Resignation, people don't want to go back to work. And 2, prices are going to like quadruple and quintuple. Is that a word? Quadruple? I don't know. Look it up. I don't know. And everybody's going to be screwed anyway. So now we're paying for it, right? But the past 2 years, I've been working my ass off. And again, this isn't really work, but there's a lot of stuff that, you got to work at also to make this work. Like today I had to do my newsletter for tomorrow. I had to get a new version of the Pathological short story collection from one of my editors, and I had to upload that. I have my website is still a work in progress. Some of it's really screwed up. Some of it's looking good. So I got to work on that every day. You know, like all this little annoying stuff. And I should have a virtual assistant working on it, but I just don't trust them. I'm just a control freak, I guess. I'm one of those guys that gets on a plane for, a transatlantic flight, and I look at the pilot and I'm like, mind if I drive? I don't know how to fly, but I would feel more comfortable with me behind the wheel. So, boy, that would be a disaster. I actually took flying lessons. Did I tell you this already? Right when I was out of college, I took flying lessons, and I would go out with my buddies and drink all night and show up at like 10 in the morning. Maybe if I slept at all, maybe an hour. And like the guy was kind of like, "You been drinking? You been out?" No, not me. He's like, "All right, well, let's do the check on." I'm like, "Can't we just get in the plane and fly it?" And he's like, "No, you have to go through a checklist. You got to check the plane. You got to do this. You got to do that." And so like, I took like maybe 7 or 8 lessons, and I noticed like every time we came back, like the guy's like, "I don't really smoke," but like he would bum a cigarette off a buddy, and his buddy would smile and say like, "Lesson went that great, huh?" He'd be like, and finally he tells me, he's like, "You know what? There's passengers and there's pilots. Passengers and pilots." He's like, "You're a passenger." So I never went back. Actually, I totally would have wrapped that plane around a pole. No question about it. I would have pulled a Thurman Munson, no doubt about it. Just not even get off the ground and like, bam. How the hell did I get on that subject? I have no idea. Now we could segue to Thurman Munson. I distinctly remember the day he died. It was a nice summer day like this, and I was working as a car parker. I didn't actually park cars, but like I directed them with that, almost like that thing they use at the airports, like like the flashlights with the cones on them. All right, so too many tangents today. But going back to my original thesis, free money makes you lazy. Earn your money. Make a plan and stick to that plan, and you will enjoy the fruits of it. Maybe not in the short run. Make sure you have a good line of credit, but in the long run, you and your entire family for generations will enjoy the fruits of your labors. Not that they'll give a shit while they're spending the money, but you get what I'm saying. All right, I will catch you guys tomorrow on a Friday, God willing. Ciao, ciao.